This is Shailene Winkleman, who is Allison's sister and my stepdaughter. You to be able to share what it was like, both being a sister to a girl that was very sick for a lot of her life and going through that, and then also what it was like after she died, and now being an adult and a mom yourself. You're going to have a really cool perspective to be able to share with people, and thank you so much. And this will be an interview like no other. How did all of, like, because we had to spend a lot of time on her care and extra attention, both from, like, especially me as the caregiver, but then also like our community of support and everything. A lot of attention went to her. How did you feel about that as a sibling, and what did people do right and what did people do wrong?
So when Allison got sick and she had, all these people coming up to us, what was amazing is when people would, come up to me and hug me and say, everything will be okay. We're praying for you. You're such a good big sister. Just keep up the good work. And, that was like, okay, I'm doing it right. Like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And these people are telling me I'm good and they can see it. And then, but what was the hard part is when somebody knows and they feel awkward and they're like, I don't know how to talk to a little girl about this. I don't know what and then it's just, you kind of feel bad for them and you're like, I don't want to be in this conversation. Like, and then you kind of say something to make them feel better. Like, oh, it's okay. Like, everything will be good. And this is pre-Allison, dying. And so you just have so much hope and you're like, there's so much support, so we'll be okay. And so that was the hard part, is being the one that drags those people out of those conversations and been like, the things that they would say was just, you're a great sister and, keep up the good work.
So that really did mean a lot. Like, it's a pretty simple thing. People think they have to do a lot, but it's not. It's just acknowledging you specifically.
Right. And even if they brought me gifts or, Allison got so much stuff. And even if they brought me something, I don't remember it. I remember the people, not what I got. So even a gift isn't that big of a deal.
Oh my gosh. I think you bring up such a good point there. It's like, it's the person acknowledging you and telling you you're doing good. It's not what they bring you. It's like the feeling and the love that they're giving you. So don't stress about what gift to give. You don't have to.
Right. It was all about what Allison needed and what she wanted. And so there's no way I can say she got too much attention or you guys didn't pay attention to me enough, because that's wrong. We all, maybe, I didn't get a lot of attention because she was sick, but I was giving her all my attention too. So I didn't even notice that I wasn't getting a normal amount of attention. And even then, people were coming out of everywhere being like, you're a great sister, you're doing good. Like, there was so much positivity from everyone around me saying I'm doing a good job. And you just kind of hold on to that too and work through it. Yeah, you get mad at her and you get mad at your parents and they screw up, you screw up. But at the end of the day, you have a really sick little girl, and whatever makes her feel better, whatever smile you can put on her face, that's all that matters. So,
which is an amazing perspective. Do you wish that you had an opportunity to escape? Like like one of our adult friends had like whisked you away to go to Wild Waves or?
Oh yeah. That would be something I remember, because right now I don't remember anything. So give me something good to remember and I'll remember that. Yeah. So something that, you don't have to say, we're going to forget her. Just let's have something fun. let's stop being so sad. And um
Let you be a kid for a couple hours.
yeah, and you almost felt bad to be a kid, you know? Felt like, why am I smiling? So, but yeah, I don't remember a lot, and not to say nobody did step in, but I don't remember a big somebody that made a difference in that time.
To make sure that you take out the siblings and do stuff with them.
Hmm.
That's good.
It is so hard. It's so painful for all of us. And in that moment, you're not wanting to go to Wild Waves.
Yeah.
Someone said that, I'd be like, "What? You're crazy. We're not happy." So, it's just like,
Um, we talked about friends. Like, what did or didn't you tell friends at school? Like, is there anything else significant that you feel like would be helpful to share on that piece? If there's not, it's no big deal.
I liked talking about Allison, and I liked sharing my relationship with everyone that me and her had, because I also wanted them to know, what I've been through. This is part of me now, and my close friends, they knew how to process that with me. So, um, but even my teachers, they would reach out, and I like talking about her. So it was nice for me too, and I'm glad that I did talk about her to people, because it just gave me more of a feeling that she was always there. So
You said that your friends knew how to process it with you. How did they do that? Like, how do 11-year-olds talk about it in a way that's meaningful and helpful?
they just knew that I loved her with all of my everything. They understood, that that's gone now. So I know that I was able to relax, let me talk about it too. Like, it was not like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So you must feel. It was like, just let me kind of talk about the plays we did, or show them this picture, and I had a picture on my binder, and so it was like I kind of always had these memories that I um, would talk about, and people were like, even if it was the 10th time saying it, I would say it again. So, just kind of listening to it. And I only had a few close friends, so it wasn't like I would go into a group of people and say this, but they my close friends were there for me.
So it sounds like they like treated you and your memories of Allison just like anything else. They didn't make a big deal about it. It was like
Yes,
talk about her like you would talk about Spencer or Josh.
right.
Who did you seek support from more, kids or adults, and who are more helpful?
I would say adults, because I mean, I know I just said that my friends were there and good to communicate with,
Mhm.
but adults knew more of how to process what you're saying, and then give a good answer, and but not pry too much. So it's a weird balance that adults know how to do, and then kids, they it's harder for them to process this emotion. And I like having conversations with adults more than the kids around me. I feel like I explained it before though, with the attention thing, is never feel bad to give um these kids attention, or to not give a kid attention. Um Even after grief, after you lose the child, um I almost felt like people were scared to talk to me. And if you could just, I know it's so hard, but if you could just have a one-on-one conversation with this kid, and it doesn't have to be how do you feel? How is this? It's just, let's break out some Play-Doh and just see where this conversation goes. And maybe hint to, well, how does it how was your room? And then they'll say, my room, my room's different now. Or, and then have them lead the conversation with what they want to talk about. But don't be afraid to sit down with these kids and talk with them, because they do want to talk and they need to talk. And to have a relationship with somebody, even if I'm a parent and I cannot do it, I am hurt, I'm broken. How am I supposed to have this constructed conversation nonchalantly with a kid? Maybe ask somebody, just somebody that you trust completely, to have that has a connection with the kid already, and to be a little fly on the wall and be like, hey, I'm here. And but take that time with that kid and take the emotion that they give you, and understand it, and then try to help them, because they need it. They need somebody, and their parents are broken. So help them communicate these feelings that are going on.
I love that. Love
Mhm.
that. That's great.
Because you can't expect mom and dad to know how to help a kid to grieve, because everyone's grieving, even grandma and grandpa, even the
Yeah,
friend. It's a how do we help all of them? And I think that the
exactly.
kids get overlooked in that situation, because
Mhm.
the parents are going through so much.